It's making it nearly impossible for Netanyahu to remain in power. He's trying to bridge the gap between the two extremes in Israeli society, and one extreme is willing to play that game, being the United Arab List of Ra'am, of Mansour Abbas, but Bezalel Smotrich of the Religious Zionist Party is not budging in any way. He's climbing higher and higher up that tree, accusing the Ra'am party of supporting terror, and it's being like making a deal with Hamas. And so with Netanyahu not being able to woo either Smotrich or Gideon Sa'ar, it's looking really bad for him right now.
Does it appear that bridge is even burned with Smotrich at this point? He's making further comments today that he'd rather see the other side form a government than what's been on the table here for Netanyahu?
It's looking like Smotrich is caring about his own long-term future as the leader of religious Zionism, and he hopes the leader of the Israeli right. And if that means going to another election, he might be the only person in the universe who thinks that's a good thing.
Now we have to bring Naftali Bennett into the conversation here, of course. He seems to be playing an interesting balancing act between negotiating in earnest with Prime Minister Netanyahu here in the Likud party, yet keeping his options open with Yair Lapid and the other side here, the change bloc here. What do you make of Bennett's position, and what happens now with him?
Look, Netanyahu has played with Naftali Bennett throughout Bennett's political career, and now the shoe's on the other foot. Bennett's playing with Netanyahu. He's tried to make himself look very serious, knowing full well that there's no chance that Netanyahu will be able to form a government. Bennett understands that better than anyone. He knows who Bezalel Smotrich is and how uncompromising he is. And all along, he has waiting in the wings. All he has to do is wait patiently, and he gets to be prime minister together with Yair Lapid. It's not that bad a deal.
And looking at the ultra-Orthodox parties, where do they stand right now? Are they starting to see the tides turning away from their chances of being in another ruling coalition? Might they also find new partners politically after leaving the Likud?
That's actually a fascinating question, because with Shas, the answer is absolutely not, because the polls have shown that Shas voters are the most loyal voters to Netanyahu and Israel, even more loyal than Likud voters. So Aryeh Deri strategically aligned his party with Netanyahu in a very serious kind of way. Yaakov Litzman, with him, it's personally as his personal relationship with Netanyahu for many years. I don't know about the rest of his Agudat Yisrael part of United Torah Judaism, but he himself can't go with anybody else. However, currently the head of United Torah Judaism is Moshe Gafni. He's the head of the Degel Torah half of United Torah Judaism. And he himself is left-wing, as are other members of Knesset inside the Degel HaTorah part of United Torah Judaism. There's 4 out of the 7. You can take those 4 instead of Abbas's 4 and have a coalition of 62. It's complicated, but everything's complicated, and it is possible.